Hello guys, it's David here. Welcome to my daily update where I go over what I'm currently doing, where I'm at, and what are the steps to get to the next level. So, how these daily updates usually go is that first I go through your questions on YouTube comments. So if you have any questions or you need help with any make scenario, let me know down in the comment and I'll be happy to go over it tomorrow. Then I go through my YouTube stats and just seeing how my YouTube channel is doing. And then I go over strategy, life work, and just talking about stuff that are happening in my life, basically. So let's start with the first one and let's see if there are any comments on my channel. We'll open YouTube Studio, community, and there are no new comments for today. So what I will do instead is get right into the statistics. I'll pull this down and let's see. So we're already in our daily channel. So when we look at the channel subscribers, we still have 4 subscribers on the daily channel. Which, to be honest, I need to figure out how to optimize also the thumbnails, the description, and the videos themselves. Because if you check this, I guess this is where I started, right? Now it's a lot of days. Now it's like 12 days, if I'm not mistaken, of continuous uploading of daily uploads. So I would hope that the YouTube subscribers will grow a bit faster than they are. So that is one thing. And then my main channel, I believe we still have 207 subscribers, so no growth in here either. But when it comes to the main channel, it's pretty understandable because I haven't posted in very, very long time. And that's how I'm getting to the third point, which is kind of live work. That's why I'm building the system that I'm building that you will see me doing today. It's a system that scrapes my videos, and I can show you the kind of overview if you haven't seen it. It's a system that scrapes my videos, my comments on my videos. It scrapes the videos of other creators, their transcript, their video, their comments, and then also in the future some RSS feed, some blogs, some newsletters, and then give me ideas about what are the things that I can potentially create videos about. So that is the plan, to kind of consistently publish videos on the main channel, which needs to be more kind of, I guess, in depth and more to the point, more high production. So I'm trying to generate ideas and then I can record those videos and hopefully grow this further. Because this channel, to be honest, it's not doing bad at all. Like if I look at the statistics, I have 10 published videos, which is less than the amount of videos on the daily channel at this point. And I have 207 subscribers. And, I got multiple clients from this channel with only 207 subscribers. So it definitely has a potential. Okay, so just before I go to live work, I want to talk about another topic, which is, if I add it here, personal finance, right? And why I'm talking about it is that because in our online world and in our generation, I suppose, the kind of standard is just trying to make more and more money, which is reasonable and which is, something you should strive for, I suppose, when you're trying to have a better life. But if you spend all of the money that you make, it doesn't matter how much money you actually make, because you're not moving anywhere in life. You're just stuck in the one place. Maybe your life is a bit nicer for the time being, but eventually, something may happen. You will not be able to work as much anymore. And if you spend everything and don't save any money, your quality of life will go down significantly eventually. So that's why kind of I want to be more conscious about my finance, because I noticed it over like the past year, I suppose, when I started making more money. And for a long time, I actually wasn't spending significantly more. But then in the past few months, I noticed that I was, spending significant amounts of money. And I didn't do budgeting because, it was just like I was still technically spending less money than I was making. The numbers at the bank account were still looking very, very decent. So I didn't have a reason really to do budgeting. But the last few months, I started realizing just like how much money I actually spend. And I shouldn't be spending this much money. And it's just money that's going down the drain, down the waste. So what I did yesterday is that I spent significant amount of time. I think I spent around 3-4 hours, something like that. But I went through all my expenses in the past 2 months. And, this was a task that a lot of it had to be done manually because it's different bank accounts, and I need to categorize it myself because the card 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 payment kind of notes it's not always accurate. But I went through all of the spendings. I went through all of the subscriptions, and I kind of decided where I want to go in the future with this. And one of the things that I will be trying to do moving forward is that every day in the morning, I will spend around 3 to 5 minutes to manually track my spendings from the previous day. And the reason why this is manual, and I'm in the space of automations, I'm talking about automations all the time, but I believe there is value in having this manual because it kind of forces my brain to go over it and analyze it, And I also hope that in the future it will kind of develop in a kind of game between myself and myself about trying to have that number as little as humanly possible. So yeah, that's just like my 2 cents on it. Of course, if you're making some money, you should enjoy the money. And, I'm not talking about investing money in your business and in the things that make you money back. That's totally fine. But I also noticed that there was just like some level of lifestyle inflation, or not even lifestyle inflation, because the lifestyle didn't actually change much. It was just me spending more money on random subscriptions and just random stuff, to be honest. So yeah, recommend it. If you have some free time, definitely take the bank statements for the past month, for the past 2 months, go through them and see exactly where you're spending money, and kind of decide how you want to go forward, And I decided I will try also doing budgeting. So basically, what I'm using is Revolut, which is like online bank. I know it's originally from Europe, from the UK. I'm not sure if it's online bank that's working in the US for my American client. Is Revolut in the USA? Okay, so I suppose that Revolut is now in the USA as well. So maybe some of you know it, but it's basically an online bank. And what you can do is create a pocket, which are kind of sub accounts for different expenses, and then assign a card to that pocket. So when you're using that card, for instance, I have card for food, I have card for subscriptions, etc. And when you use that card, it only takes money from that specific sub account that you define and where you have a predefined amount of money. So the idea is, and I'm not sure if it will work or if it's just going to be, more pain in the ass than needed, but the idea is that I will be forced to kind of not go over the specific categories and specific sub budgets. But yeah, that's just a little side rant. And what I would want to do now is continue with kind of this automation. So I'll go to my scenarios. We'll go to the content generator scenarios. And yesterday what we did is that basically we created this kind of sheet. So in one of the previous videos, we created a list of kind of relevant YouTube creators that I would like to keep note of and see what they're doing. And then yesterday we created a sheet where we will, or Excel workbook, if I call it correctly, where we will have one sheet per one creator. So we started with John O'Ketliffe, then in the future there will be all of these people, right? And we created an automation that scrapes all the important metrics of the video. So, you know, the video titles, the URLs, the description, etc. And now what I would want to add is scraping the transcript and other information, because I know we can also scrape thumbnails, which may be very helpful. So I found this automation, which is very cheap, and I ran it yesterday already. And I want to check what are the data that I'm getting, right? So I'm getting view count, like count. I already have that. What's new information is thumbnail, and what's new information is transcript. Now we also have channel details. I don't think this is necessary. Timed transcript. This is just like big array of objects. I'm thinking if this is like somehow more useful than just the clean transcript, but to be honest, I don't think so. Yeah, I can't see any really use case where I would be using the timestamped transcript rather than the cleaned transcript. So instead, what I will do. Also interesting. Let me just, you see, duration. Why is duration a number? Let me just go quickly to that automation and just see. I probably mapped some column wrong. So duration. Why is the duration a date? I probably misclicked or something. That's a bummer. Okay, did it save correctly? It did. Okay, great. So just fixed this little error, and now what I want to add is add thumbnail and thumbnail URL, I guess, and transcript. And I guess what I would want to do, right, is that I have these files, and what I would want to have is one folder per creator where I can save the thumbnails. So I don't, I can actually refer to them. So now what I will want to do is create automation that gets the transcripts and gets the thumbnails. And how I'm going to do it is that I will open Make. I will create a new kind of scenario. And the new scenario, the first thing it will do is it will check this Google Sheet that's called Creators to Copy Videos. That's the, let me just move this around. That's the first thing. It will search rows in the specific Google Sheet. So how we're going to search it, we will select it from all. That's the easiest option nowadays. And we will just get the ID automatically. And then we will map the sheet. So in this case, the sheet that we're using is John O'Ketliffe. And we have the headers, right? Table contains headers. True. Now, if you look at the headers, what we want to do, basically, what we want to check for videos where we have the URL or the other information, doesn't really matter. But let's say where we have the URL, but we don't have the thumbnail URL. So that will be the filtering. So URL exists, and this is important. So the make is checking for both of the conditions, right? And thumbnail URL does not exist. And let's limit it to 3 entries. I don't know why make does this sometimes, but okay. And as you can see now, it will give us the videos, right? And then what we can do is run the Epify scraper. And I suppose in this case, I will just, just for the simplicity, I will run the scraper for each of the videos and require timestamps, transcript only mode. No, run options. So let's see how the JSON is structured. Require timestamp, YouTube URL, method get. Okay, so let's copy this, right? And you could look at the documentation and write the JSON yourself. That would also be an option, but honestly, what I find is that the easiest way is to just use this manual kind of setup and then just copy the JSON. So the next thing that I will want to do is run an actor. And the actor that I want to be choosing is the actor that I just went through, which is the YouTube transcript. So YouTube transcript extractor by DZ Omar. I'm just checking if the names match, and they do. And the input JSON that I want to use is this JSON, but I want to change the URL, right, to this video URL. And everything else, I'm just leaving it as it is. Now, as you know, Epify will create kind of data set for it with the information. So then we will need to get the dataset items. And the dataset ID is always called default dataset ID. Let's limit it to 10, but it doesn't really matter. And let's name this, right? So find YouTube videos. This is get transcript. Then this will be, I guess, get data. And let's just run it. Let's just limit this to 1. Let's just try running it to see if everything is working as it should. So it's running. Oh, okay. My mistake, what I did is that I ran it asynchronously. So it, when you run it in the asynchronous mode, it will move you, or it will continue from this module to the next module before this one is finished. So we would either need to have some sleep module, or we would need to connect it to different scenario that would run. So I want to actually run it synchronously, just for the purposes of, demonstrating it. And also this request isn't crazy large, so we shouldn't get into the timeout area. And what we got now, we get thumbnail. Let's see. This is perfect. And we get the transcript text, right? So now, and I'm thinking what I want to add. But what I probably want to add is thumbnail URL, transcript, and then thumbnail Google Drive. Because what I want to do right now is that once I get this, I want to, and I'm not sure actually how to, I believe it's this one. So basically what I'm trying to do is get the file, right? And I haven't done this for such a long time, but I'm pretty sure it's this. this one. So we want to download thumbnail, and then what we will want to do is upload it to Google Drive, which is upload a file. Now, the only thing that I'm kind of not sure is if I have connection to this Google Drive, but okay, I believe I should. I want to select the folder ID manually, I believe in this case. So the folder ID, I'm not sure if you can see actually my search bar, but it's the ID that's behind Drive folders. So we'll just copy this folder ID, and we want to just submit that file. And let's see. Yeah, we probably want to map it, just to be completely honest, because I think I want to have a custom file name, and I want the file name to be the video ID. I guess that makes the most sense. And so after that, we want to log all of this in the Google Sheet. So I'll open Google Sheet, I will do update a row, and then now let's select from all. It will be, again, this Google worksheet with the Jono Catlib sheet. So let's see. We don't want to map this. We just want to choose this for now. The row number is the row number that we got in the beginning, right? So we got row number in here. And what we want to change is, first of all, the thumbnail URL. So we want to use the URL that we got from the scraper. So that was in here. Then what we want to do is get the transcript text. And I hope this is the one that's already cleaned. And then the last thing that we want to get is the thumbnail Google Drive URL. And this will be, I suppose, web view link. We will troubleshoot if something is not working properly. Okay. And so now what this should do is find a YouTube video that doesn't have the transcript, get the transcript, then get the, scrape the transcript would be better word, then get the transcript, then download the thumbnail, upload the thumbnail to Google Drive, and then add all of that information to Google Sheet. So let's try that. Okay, so now when I look in the Google Sheet, I have the transcript in here, which is awesome. I'm just trying to see how long the transcript is, right? Ooh, 5,500 words. That's a long videos. And then what I also have is in this folder, and right now I guess it's processing, so there is no preview, but here we already have the preview. In this folder, I have the thumbnail that Jono was using for this specific video. So yeah, that's great. To be honest, guys, I'm just thinking if there is something more I want to go over today, but I think for today I will keep it sweet and short, just show you this quick automation. I have some other tasks that I need to finish today, but I will play with this in the coming days and hopefully finalize it so then I can produce videos on my main channel more often. So yeah, I hope that you like this video, guys. I hope that there is some nuggets of value that you took. And if you have any questions, need help with any make scenario, let me know down in the comments, and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.